Hi, it's Kathy from Raven Vintage. Welcome back to my craft room. Come on in. I saved you a spot. Just to forewarn you, it's going to be another short video today. I woke up with a touch of vertigo and I am pretty drowsy right now because I've tried to medicate to feel better, and yeah, so that could have something to do with why I had that headache the other day. I don't know, but just a funny time of year, I guess. Maybe it's the weather, maybe it's the lunar eclipse tomorrow. I don't know. Something is going on with my head. So, but thank goodness today is the easiest project. This is our mini paper wallet. What title did I give it? The mini wallet pocket. Take a look. Mini wallet pocket. Yes, this is so simple, and another great mass make, and another great project to use for these end cuts from our 12 by 12. If you don't have 12 by 12 end cuts like this, these are about 3 1/4 tall by 12. You could use your regular paper, like an 8.5 by 11, and do an 11 inch length by the 3.5 or 3 approximately. You don't need to be, we're not going to get hung up on measurements, but someone has asked for a screenshot when I'm done. So when I am done with our finished project, I'll keep the journal in frame for a screenshot, and I will also take one of these and write the measurements on it for you, so you could use that if you like. Okay, so, and then Cynthia, our island girl, she has a question, so I'm going to pose that question to you, and hopefully you can answer her. There's a new feature I saw on my YouTube creator space there called quizzes. I'm going to give that a try. I don't know if it's going to work or not. If you see a quiz pop up, I don't know if it pops up on the screen or if it's in the comment section below. I haven't tried it yet, so I think this would be a good time to try it. And if you don't see a quiz and you are willing to share your answers for Cynthia, please just do so in the comments. Okay, so we're going to think of a wallet like a gentleman's wallet. So kind of a rectangular, rounded at the one side, and the flap opens. Not a trifold necessarily, and not a wallet that opens this way. What am I trying to say? It's going to be this style. So this is the top of the wallet that opens up. Okay, so let me just begin with these out of the road. So I would like to, these are single-sided. I'm just using like a light scrapbook paper. So that would be equivalent to, you could even do this with copy paper if you want. I think just something a little bit thicker is good for this. But if you were to use a thicker scrapbook paper, you could still do it, but the flap won't lay down as nicely. I don't know. I guess just try it with what you have, but since we're using scraps, it's good to experiment. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn it over so I can see the back, and then I'm just going to take the end and fold it in, and I am just going to eyeball this, but I'll give you the measurement in a minute. I'm going to fold that over, and then we're going to take this edge just inside of this edge. Just, you don't want it overhanging really. Just meet it, or if anything, go a little to the left instead of an overhang on the right. Or if you prefer the overhang. My brain isn't braining today, sorry. Just do what you get. Okay, so with it folded, before we glue anything, to make this look like a pocket in our journal, I'm going to add a thumb notch right here, just so that this speaks pocket. Okay, so what we have, we're going to end up putting this into our journal, and glue it like a pocket on 3 edges. Afraid that's not going to show up very well. I'll glue this one, and then I'll do one that's going to show up nicer for you to see. But anyways, this is going to be our pocket. The way we glue these, this is such a quick and easy mass make too. So see, our fold becomes part of the thumb notch. Just fun. So I'm going to glue this side and this side, or top and bottom, however you want to look at it. So now we have a nice little tuck pocket inside. This is too big. What can I demonstrate with? There. Sorry, I don't have anything out right now to demonstrate, but you have this little tuck pocket inside. And then, now I would burnish. And then when I glue this down into my journal, I would glue the back on 3 sides, glue that down into my journal so that this becomes the pocket it's behind. So if I open this up, you can see I've used the pocket at the back, and then you have some tuck space here. You could additionally add another, if you had a small piece, you could glue it in here, or you could use this for journaling space or a nice place to put a quote. So let's make another one that's going to show up a little better. And I'll give you the measurements. So up or down, I like these roses as the flap, so I'm going to put that, depending if yours is directional or not. I mean, technically I could go this way or this way, but I like that to be the flap. So I'm going to turn this so that that becomes the flap of the, like the outside. That's what I'm trying to say, that part. So the first thing I'm going to do, just eyeball this, fold it over so you have some sort of a tuck. You can make that smaller or larger, whatever you like. It's just that the end result here needs to fit into your journal. So again, I'm just coming to the edge just before it. So this one ended up being a little bit smaller. See that? So either, let's see what size these are. This is just an 11-inch. That first one was 12. Let's see here. Yep, so this one's like a 12-inch and this one's an 11-inch. And this one is a little shorter, as you can see. So it doesn't matter. It's just you fold however you like. So that's going to be my outside flap. So here's a nice one that's double-sided. And since this one is the 12, let me start with this. What I was trying to say is you could do even a tinier little, so it's just the slightest little tuck, or you could go wider, whatever you like. I just eyeball it knowing that I'm going to need approximately that size so that when I fold this over, this end result, this width needs to fit in my journal. Just, mind you, that's a shorter page too. So that fits like that. Okay. I guess if we want to be sure, so let's just keep that one as well. So now I have 3 very different sizes. So I have 3 different widths. I have a different height because that's just what the scrap I started out with. But they're all basically the same idea, with a flap like a gentleman's wallet with a tuck spot inside. This one here, the way I had it folded, when I did the thumb notch, the tuck was not part of the thumb notch. So it just depends on where it lands, but to me it doesn't matter. Like here, this became part of the thumb notch. So I'm just going to glue that part here. Isn't this simple? and they're cute. And you can, like I said, you can mass make a bunch. Okay, so our last one will be the one I'm going to put in my journal. So let's start. This is 11 inches wide. This is going to be my front. Oh, the cherries are upside down. Well, Sugar Shack. Well, that's pretty on the inside too. The blossom showing. Actually, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Okay, I'm going to eyeball this and make this a little shorter in width just because I know that the whole thing's 11 instead of 12 inches wide. And then I'm just, if you want, give yourself a little pinch crease to see your center, and then line up your, if you want. It's not always necessary. I usually just do them by eye, but okay, so this is the one I'm going to put into our journal. Okay, so I'm holding the edge that I don't want glued, flipping this over, gluing it like a pocket on 3 sides. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And glue that down into my book of inspiration. And my little, I should have done this first, but it doesn't actually matter. Do my little flaps so that I have a tuck inside, and I have a journaling space on that side. So this is, I'll write this down, we'll do measurements, and then we'll screenshot and call it a day. This is number 15, mini wallet pocket. Okay. Very good. All right, so I'll move this over to the side, and then I'll open this one up. Okay, so the question from Cynthia, our island girl, she was asking me, and I honestly don't know how to answer this because I only ever use art glitter glue, Fabri-Tac, or Aleene's, or when I say Fabri-Tac, like your 3-in-1, your Beacons Fabri-Tac. But her question is, when she is working with, since we were doing fabrics yesterday, when you are working with velvet, satin, or organza, something like that, what type of glue do you crafters use? What's your preference for those kind of specialty type of fabrics, the velvet, satin, and organza? What glue do you use for those fabrics? Could you answer that for Cynthia, please? That would be great. Also, feel free to mention any disasters you've had with a type of glue working with those, so we know which glue to avoid. Like I said, I honestly, even if I'm working with like this kind of velvety ribbon or something, I would use art glitter glue, no problem. Always doing some sort of pocket or something with this type of lace, or something sheer like this. This is from a shirt, a blouse, or a light lace like that. I would still use art glitter glue myself. Thank you again so much for watching. When you take on a task like this that you commit to doing daily videos, there's going to be good days and there's going to be bad days, and today was one of those bad days, but I certainly hope you enjoyed the easy project and the ability to, like I said, quickly mass make a bunch of these. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.